Welcome to Christian Gem Creations channel. I want to share with you a cute card I made for card swap. This card is 5.5 by 4.25 is the regular A2 size, and it has a fancy full design and a decorative edge, and I think it's really cute, and I am going to share how I made this card with you. So let's get to the materials that we're going to need. First, we need 12 by 12 cardstock, and I bought this cardstock from Hobby Lobby. Next, we need a pattern paper, and the pattern paper that I am using today, it came from Joann's, and the brand is called Park Lane, and this is the design that I'm going to use for this project. We also need glitter paper, and I found this glitter paper at Joann's. I will be using these rhinestones to embellish my card. I'm also using 8.5 by 11 white cardstock, and that would be for the print and cut feature on the Cricut. Now, I'm not going to share that technique today, but if you watch some of my other videos, you will see how I do the print and cut technique. I need some removable tape. I need my tool-in-one from Spellbinders. The die I'm going to be using is from Crafter's Companion, and it is called Doily Lattice. And here's the die. It is really gorgeous. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to need my scoreboard and bone folder. And the scoreboard and bone folder I'm using it. They're both from Martha Stewart. My ATG to adhere the layers to my card, sharp scissors. And today I'm also going to be using my Gemini Crafter's Companion die cut machine. And one quick technique I'm going to share with you is I go through these cutting plates really fast. And I was watching a video, and I can't remember who did the video, but that person suggested that you use a self-healing mat as part of your sandwich. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought this self-healing mat, and you can see that it has quite a bit of wear and tear on it. And I pretty much only use one side. I use this a little bit, but not as much as this side. And I also bought a piece of craft foam which helps as a shim. And this is just my base plate. So I'll show you when I get to that point how I did my sandwich and run it through the machine and the results. So let's get started. We need, and we also need a paper trimmer to cut our paper to the correct size. Now I cut this down to 5.5 by 12. So I didn't cut the sides, I just cut it to 5.5. And you can get 2 cards from each sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Now what I'll do, I'm going to score this card to 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 5 1/4 and 7 3/4. And I just fold it to make sure that everything is lined up properly. So we're gonna do like if you're folding a paper fan. And this is the base of my card. The next thing I need to do is to put my die cut on this. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to turn it this way, and it has the bigger part to the top. Let me just refocus this. Not sure what happened there. There we go. So we want the bigger part to the top, and this part here is what I'm going to use. I'm going to put my die cut on. So the die has, let me put it on the paper so you can see it clearer. It has these two marks, one here and the other one on the other side. And that is what I'm going to use to line up on my score line. So I'm going to center this. We're going to line the score line is going to be almost halfway into the die. And we're going to center this onto the cardstock. And tape it in place. Then I'm going to get my sandwich. So I have my base plate. I have a sheet of craft foam as my shim. I have my self-healing mat. And I'm going to put my paper face down and put my cutting plate on top. Now this is not recommended for your machine, so you'll be using it at your own risk. But I have been using it for quite some time and I haven't seen anything happen to it. So I'm going to run this through the machine. And if you feel any resistance at all when you're running a new sandwich through your machine, the best thing to do is to pause it and reverse the sandwich and make it a little less thick. So here is my cutout. And as you can see, it is very, very, very clean for a detailed die. So just remove the paper carefully, the tape carefully, and there you have it. So I'm going to fold this again. Let me get the cutting plates out of the way because I don't need that anymore. And it is going to fold like this and then like this. So you have a unique fold card along with a very cute decorative edge. So just need to get my layers, and I pre-cut the layers to save time. However, the measurements of the layers are, this is 1 inch by 5 1/4. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this is 1 1/4. Sorry, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. We just need 3 layers for this project. I also use the print and cut feature on my Cricut to give me the sentiment and to also cut my glitter paper. I'm not going to show that step right here. However, if you watch other videos that we have, you would see how I did the print and cut feature on those. So my sentiment says, thank you very much. And I'm using a glitter circle as my layer. So we can go ahead and assemble this card. This card is just so easy. So let me get my trusty ATG and add adhesive to the back of this. And this first piece, which is the inch by 5 1/4, goes on the front flap. The biggest piece, this goes on the back flap. And try to line it up as evenly as possible. And this piece goes on the second flap. Next, I'm going to glue my glitter piece to the front of this card. Now the trick about this is you just want to apply adhesive to one side of the glitter paper, and then you try to center it as much as possible. And the reason why I added adhesive just to one side is so that this does not stick when the card is closed. I'm also going to use this to add the sentiment to the front of the glitter circle. And there you see the card is almost done. One thing I forgot to mention is that I also need a sheeted cardstock, plain cardstock. I found this pink one in my stash, and you can use whatever color you have if you want to write on the inside of the card, because this layer is so busy. You wouldn't be able to write onto that part, and the measurements for that will be about 2 inches by about 4 3/4. And here's my piece here, and I'm going to add this onto the inside of the card. so that you have an area that you can write on. Last but not least, we are going to add a little bit of bling to this card. And I'm using ordinary rhinestones. You can pretty much get these from any craft store. I can't remember exactly where I got these. Maybe Hobby Lobby. And in the middle of each of these flowers, I am going to add a pink rhinestone. And there is the card. How cute is that? Thank you for watching Christian Gem Creations and have a great day.